Good, happy Sunday evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday evening edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire. It's Sunday, February 16, 2020. Let's begin this evening edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire right now. Let's begin with your local news first. Man seriously injured in Stratford snowmobile crash. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Burst out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
One man is recovering from serious injuries tonight after he crashed his snowmobile in Stratford. Fish and Game officers say 60-year-old Michael Grady of Orford was riding in the Nash Stream State Forest when he lost control, hit several small trees and a rock, and was then thrown into a ditch. Officers say speed was a factor there.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire man dies in Maine snowmobile crash. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
The New Hampshire Department of Corrections has immediate openings for corrections officers. Apply today.
Tonight, authorities have identified a New Hampshire man killed in this snowmobile crash in Maine. It happened on Route 113 in the White Mountain National Forest in Oxford County. Crews say 49-year-old Paul Whitaker of Conway went off the trail and hit a tree. They say speed and alcohol were factors.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And those are your two local news. Now let's go into national news. In national news, desperation grows aboard cruise ship with coronavirus. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Desperation on board a cruise ship where coronavirus cases are growing. Dozens of new cases confirmed today, and now word that hundreds of American passengers trapped on board are about to be rescued. The U.S. government set to airlift passengers directly from that ship right into another round of quarantine here at home. This is the first fatality from that sickness is confirmed in Europe. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest from Japan.
Tonight, the race to escape this quarantine cruise ship is on. A plane to take the nearly 400 Americans back to the U.S. is landing today. Many are concerned that they'll have to spend an additional 14 days in quarantine on a U.S. military base.
Tensions are running pretty high. After the announcement was made,
Princess Cruises confirming 67 new cases of the new coronavirus on board, including 5 Americans, bringing the total infections on the ship to at least 285. The CDC says American passengers will have to go through additional screening before they can come to the U.S.
the fact that more and more positive tests keep coming has made us lose a little bit of faith in this quarantine process.
There's more than an estimated 68,000 cases worldwide, and at least 1,600 people are confirmed to have died from the virus, mostly in mainland China. In France, the first person outside of Asia has died. Officials saying an 80-year-old Chinese tourist had been in isolation since late January. The CDC says the risk to Americans is still low. The U.S. announcing it will now be testing for COVID-19 in 5 major cities in cases where flu tests were negative: in Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York.
This is part of the multi-layered public health approach so that we have an early warning system in the event that the virus is spreading.
Health officials in Hawaii are on high alert after a Japanese man tested positive for the virus after spending nearly a week on the island of Oahu. And tonight, we're getting a look inside this 3M factory in South Dakota, working around the clock, making face masks and respirators to combat the global shortages of supplies. Passengers say they were told to get ready to leave as soon as tonight, but they tell us they still don't know exactly how this evacuation is even going to work. And Tom, it seems like day after day, the mood on this boat is filled with more fear and frustration. Tom?
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. And weather for tonight. Brief round of wintry weather for on Tuesday. Let's take a listen to that weather video from meteorologist Eric Wiglar.
Thanks for clicking on WR.com. I'm meteorologist Eric Weglars. The sunshine, a lot of it today, will continue as we go through tomorrow. We'll show you the look at satellite and radar right now. You'll notice the clouds starting to thicken up a little bit from the west. I think we'll be dry tonight, and that system you see in parts of Pennsylvania will glide south. But we have to look all the way out into the Rockies, Denver, up through Salt Lake City. That spin in the atmosphere has yet to take shape and will actually be our next system as we go through Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. So it's going to be a quick mover based on how far away it is. But more sunshine tomorrow. Then this mix arrives Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. And we want to stress very, very little impact. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So this is the hour-by-hour breakdown overnight tonight. Could see a stray mountain snow shower or two, but it's so dry that most of the snow will basically evaporate, sublimate before it hits the ground. And as we go into Monday morning, a lot of sunshine, winds out of the west. Should be a nice day as we climb back into the lower 30s. So it won't be as warm as what we see this afternoon, but still a nice day, a lot of sunshine. And I think we'll keep it dry Monday night into Tuesday with temperatures back into the teens and lower 20s. So for tonight, again, we'll see a mix of clouds and overall clear skies. Temperatures again into the 20s for most spots. And for tomorrow, a few degrees cooler than what we see today in the middle and upper 30s across southeastern New Hampshire, Monadnock region. Same case, could hit the upper 20s in Leominster. Same deal, Haverhill, Dorchester, Center Harbor in the lower 30s. And a tad cooler far north, where our highs struggle to reach the middle 20s. So we go into Tuesday afternoon, and you'll see this wave of snow and rain begin to envelop the region here. Key notes here, low pressure is going to pass right over Massachusetts. So as a result, there will be another mix to rain. This looks very similar to our system this past couple of days, where we started off as snow, went over to rain quickly, and finished off as a mix of snow in the mountains. So when we add up the snow, we're thinking a couple of inches. The snow will start, though, between, say, 9 and midday across western New Hampshire, and then just afternoon for the rest of us, that's central and eastern New Hampshire. Now, again, when we add up the snow, this is very minimal accumulation, and when the rain kicks in as we get close to the evening commute, well, the snow across central and southern New Hampshire is pretty much erased. So the 2 to 4 inches in Laconia may just add up to a slushy inch when all is said and done. Further south, the dusting you get will be gone by the time we hit the evening commute. So with that in mind, we're testing a new system here. This is the overall impact in color, low, if not no impact as we go into Tuesday evening. The 7-day forecast does feature another shot of cold as we go into Thursday and Friday. Wind chills will be just below zero, I think, for most spots Thursday morning. Friday and the weekend look absolutely phenomenal. A lot of sunshine, in fact, full sunshine next Saturday. Temperatures, look at this, cruising into the low 40s. So after a cold finish to the work week, looks milder and, well, even brighter for that matter as well.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now, and let's go into sports. In sports, Boston Bruins, they had a game today, and let's see a look at the final score from their game today. And here's a check at the game from today by the Boston Bruins. And the final score of the game, 3-1. Boston Bruins won the game today. Congratulations, Boston Bruins. And they play the next game on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire life. In New Hampshire life, let's take a look at your event calendar this evening. Flying Film Series Clemency, 6:30 p.m. at the Flying Monkey. Delicious and easy dinners to make in an Instant Pot. Do you have an Instant Pot at home? If you do, you will love this video. Let's take a look at this video from Good Morning America. And if you're looking to see what to cook for dinner tonight, here is what you can do in the Instant Pot.
Now with Rob and Janae and they've strapped down the feed bags, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, when it comes to cooking, who doesn't like keeping it easy and simple? That's why I make a lot of toast. Well, we're here to help this morning with some easy eats. Cooks Illustrated editor-in-chief, this gentleman, Dan Souza, is here with a delicious and easy dinner that you can make in an Instant Pot. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, do you believe the hype about the Instant Pot?
100%.
Really?
Yeah,
You're in.
They're really incredible. So they take the value of a pressure cooker, which is like really fast cooking, trapping lots of flavors, and they just put it in an easy package. You really need the right recipe to go in there in order to get everything to line up and cook well. But it's an amazing piece of equipment.
Does it do toast?
No, we don't have any recipes for toast for it, unfortunately.
I do love the Instant Pot because I'm a lazy cook and it's all in one thing.
All in one
which is
thing.
Super helpful. So
Yeah.
what are we making this morning?
So we're making this awesome lemony chicken with fingerling potatoes and olives and parsley. It's really unbelievable. Comes together really, really quickly as well. So we start things off with our chicken thighs here. So these are skin-on, bone-in chicken thighs, and we sear those on the high function in here. So you get nice searing. You can see all that nice browning in there. Mm-hmm. We take those guys out, and then we're going to go in with our next flavor. So we've got beautiful garlic here.
Wait just went for seconds.
Sorry.
That's how good it is.
We've already got our tasters
But
there.
I did it with a clean fork, so.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
Lies,
Not sorry.
lies. A clean fork. You've got 2 forks now.
He's taking all the food.
It's a short segment. What do you want me to do?
He's going for the Edward Scissorhands look over there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so after we brown the chicken, what's the next?
So we've got the garlic in there, and then we're going to add in a little bit of chicken broth. So we found that there's not a lot of evaporation in this vessel, so you don't want to have a ton of broth in there. You want really concentrated flavor. And then here's a really cool thing. We're going with a whole lemon that we sliced really thin. Because this goes at high pressure, it's actually going to tenderize those. And you can see everyone's eating them over there. They're really, really delicious.
Very tender.
Does it matter what order you put this stuff in?
It does, and that's one of the things. For our Mediterranean Instant Pot book, we do a ton of testing to figure out how you layer everything in and choosing the right ingredients so it all cooks at the same rate. Because if you don't do that, you can end up with some really mushy, kind of overcooked results. So we're going to go back in with our chicken on top of our broth and our lemon and our garlic. So that goes in first, skin side up. And then we're going to go in with our potatoes. And so these are beautiful fingerling potatoes. Again, it's all about testing and choosing the right size here. So we found that these, about this size here, are really ideal, and they should go on top of the chicken. So this all goes on top here. We layer that in. If you're smart about it and you set it up ahead of time, you're going to get great results on the other end. So literally this goes on here. We lock it in place. Cooks on high pressure for 9 minutes. That is it.
9 minutes.
Wow.
9 minutes.
And
then,
dinner.
Yeah, and then exactly. The prep work we did there, 9 minutes. We do the quick release, and then we come over here, and you can see we've got gorgeous potatoes. All those lemon slices have softened, and they've given up tons of flavor to the sauce.
Flavor's amazing.
Yeah. Amazing, right? And it's all the concentrated
all
stuff
gone.
that's coming out. And so we're going to finish it with some sliced olives. So
That's the Mediterranean feel.
Yeah, exactly. And we actually found in the book there's so many recipes for stuff that you wouldn't expect. We have recipes for fish and really light things, obviously grains and beans. But you can cook really healthy and really fresh. It doesn't have to be stodgy stews and stuff like that only. So we stir that together. We plate that up with the chicken on top, and that's what we have over here.
Yeah,
and I want to make sure that
chicken from Wit.
Yeah, that's already gone too.
There's a hole in the dish. Sorry.
Yeah, the white part is the bowl.
Yes. And we can actually get more of these recipes from Dan in the new America's Test Kitchen Mediterranean Instant Pot Cookbook. Lots of good stuff in there.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here.
Okay, and there you go. So if you have a Instapot at home, then those are some good recipes for you to try out in the Instapot. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In entertainment news this evening, Adele looks slimmer than ever in new workout photo. Let's take a look at that video from Entertainment Tonight.
Adele continues to wow us with her dramatic weight loss. The singer was spotted in Los Angeles looking fitter than ever in all-black athletic gear, including a Nike bucket hat. Fans first took notice that Adele was shedding pounds when she shared a pic of herself at Drake's birthday party back in October. Then there were these pics just before Christmas. Adele showed off her figure on Instagram in a black silk dress. In January, a fan told People magazine she ran into Adele on vacation in Anguilla, and according to the fan, the singer admitted to shedding 100 pounds. She's stunned yet again with her appearance at Jay-Z and Beyonce's Oscars after party with a snatched waist as she rocked a sequin leopard print dress.
I've never really thought about it at all. It only comes to my attention if I was to read something about it. I think everyone else makes a bigger deal out of it, but that's kind of their job, really.
Does it bother you?
No.
In 2012, Adele spoke with Anderson Cooper about how she felt about the pressure to lose weight.
I've never seen magazine covers and seen music videos and been like, I need to look like that if I want to be a success.
But it was this moment that sticks out most.
The key is to first of all be happy with yourself.
She echoed this on her 31st birthday, captioning these photos, "I've changed drastically in the last couple years, and I'm still changing, and that's okay."
It's been a complete whirlwind.
Adding, "Learning to really truly love yourself is it, and I've only just realized that. That is more than enough."
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed watching this evening edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow with more news coverage. Good night and bye, everyone.